The mass voter registration exercise entered its third day Wednesday, with the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission confident that it will manage to reach its target of 4 million new voters. The self-assurance coming amid concerns by members of Jubilee Alliance, who are accusing the electoral body of disregarding key stakeholders when making important decisions.
We are challenging the chair of IEBC, and we are giving him 24 hours to respond to this question. We are told part of the proposal the Code Coalition took to IEBC yesterday was the formation of a secretariat, the formation of a Code Secretariat to work with IEBC at the anniversary towers.
Majority Leader in the National Assembly, Aden Dualle, claims that the electoral body should have advised the opposition to utilize available avenues rather than inviting them at their offices. Dualle hit out at the opposition for claiming that the distribution of the BVR kits was skewed towards the government strongholds, saying the decision is based on the criteria stipulated in Article 89.
And it must also be very clear to the Code Coalition that there's a difference between voter registration and the limitation of boundaries. Currently, what is going on is voter registration, is not the limitation of electoral boundaries. Now, the problem that is here is that the Code Coalition, from the Eurobond now to the figures they are presenting to IEBC, are concocted figures.
The objections coming as the Election Observation Group call for better election preparedness among election management stakeholders. The group says it has deployed over 290 of its observers across the country to supervise the ongoing voter registration exercise.
We want to monitor the BVR kits, where they are, what time they open, in which areas, because we also want to monitor security in terms of the BVR kits. We also want to monitor politicians' ferrying of voters. We also want to monitor politicians' ferrying of the clerks to their rural homes, because what sometimes happens, you find a politician getting the clerk, taking him to where his people are so that he can register his or her people.
This is a section of political leaders continued with their campaigns to have Kenyans register as voters in large numbers. But amid the calls, it is emerging that most youths in northern Kenya may miss out on the ongoing voter registration exercise due to lack of identification cards. Legislators drawn from the region are raising a red flag, claiming that majority of youths have been registered as refugees at the Dadaab refugee camp, making it impossible for them to acquire national identity cards. The legislators have called on the government to fast-track the implementation of a report by a task force on Kenyans registered under the refugee database who cannot acquire national identity cards. Ben Chumba, reporting for Channel 1 News.